to Morgantown, West Virginia, where it's an unseasonably warm October afternoon day at Dick DeLeff Soccer Stadium for Big 12 soccer. It's a pink match today in a top 20 matchup. Number 13th ranked Texas Longhorns facing number 16th ranked West Virginia Mountaineers. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Alongside former UCLA midfielder Jessica Stamp, I'm Brenda Van Lingen, and this West Virginia team had won 40 home conference games in a row until Friday night when they were beaten in overtime by Baylor. So Jessica, do you think that makes them vulnerable to this Texas team, or can we expect a bounce back from this West Virginia team that has a very strong defense?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably the top defense in the league despite Friday. I think they're going to be fired up and hungry to get that streak back going here at home, but they are facing the top offense arguably in the league in Texas today.
And they are led by a goal-scoring machine, Texas. Sierra Hinson, all Big 12 first team last year, leads the Big 12 in goal scoring.
She's quite possibly the front runner for Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. Hinson is just a goal scorer. She's going to get the ball in and around the box and look to shoot every time. And what's dangerous about her is she actually executes those shots. She gets them on frame, and they are dangerous. So they're going to have to watch out for her especially.
West Virginia has a lot of senior leadership, but they have the reigning Big 12 Freshman of the Week in Alina Stahl.
They have a lot of bright newcomers on this team for West Virginia, but you really have to watch out for that bench. And Stahl's going to come off the bench for West Virginia, along with some other talented players, including their goal leader, and that's Stephanie Farrar Van Ginkel. So Texas got to be really on their toes and around that 20th minute today and watch out for those bench players.
Two of the top teams in the Big 12 Conference, Texas and West Virginia, in a pink match in Morgantown. Lineups and kickoff coming up next.
Don't spend another fall season struggling. Make leaf cleanup easy with the incredible Cyclone Rake. The Cyclone Rake leaf vacuum hitches to any riding mower, letting you clear acres of leaves with sitting down ease. Every Cyclone Rake comes with our patented JetPath vacuum system, giving you maximum suction power. When you're done, the Cyclone Rake folds down flat and stores away easily in a garage or shed. End the fall struggle and visit CycloneRake.com to order or for a free information kit.
Welcome back to Morgantown, West Virginia. We're on the campus of the University of West Virginia. There's a look at Stewart Hall. We are playing at the Dick DeLeff Soccer Stadium, a juggernaut as Big 12 teams have come in here since West Virginia joining the league, and only once have they been beaten. As we take a look at the starting lineups, West Virginia celebrating their seniors today. They have 7 seniors in their starting lineup.
Well, both these teams are going to come out with a 4-3-3. They have very similar formations today, but you mentioned the seniors. Keep an eye on that back line for West Virginia, especially Vanessa Flores and Esther Maya Keith holding that center back position, because everything's going to go through that back line. They're going to build out of the back for West Virginia.
West Virginia leads this series 5-2-1. Angela Kelly, the head coach for Texas, led Texas to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA championship last year. This is her 7th season in Austin. Texas won their game on Friday in Ames, Iowa. It was a cold, rainy afternoon in Ames, and there was actually a 43-minute lightning delay, but Texas scored the winning goal in the 87th minute in that game. They're facing West Virginia, of course, today. Nikki Izzo Brown back there in her pink top. It is a pink match here, and we're going to talk to her at halftime. We spoke to her before the game. We'll air it at halftime so you can see what an important initiative this is for the Mountaineers. In her 23rd year at West Virginia, a 5-time Big 12 Coach of the Year, has led West Virginia to 18 straight NCAA appearances. But nobody happy here in West Virginia because they lost that game, their first conference game on Friday night. Both coaches with a lot of respect for one another. They're in the grind of Big 12 competition, Jessica.
Yeah, kind of an emotional day. Like you said, we're in the middle of the Big 12 conference season. It is so hard physically and emotionally right now for everybody. They're all trying to dig deep, and like you mentioned, it being a pink game, there's extra emotion here on the field today.
And so you're going to see that out on the field. Texas on the road in their white jerseys with the burnt orange numerals, but West Virginia here at home all pink for this pink match as we get things going. West Virginia will go right to left on your screen, Texas left to right as we get things started here in Morgantown. 2 top 20 teams. West Virginia made the biggest jump in the polls this last week. They went from number 26 to 16 in the polls and then suffered that overtime loss to Baylor on Friday.
I think there's a lot of respect for West Virginia. Remember, they were just in the national championship final match a couple years ago, so they have a lot of respect. So I think you see that in that jump back into the top 25.
Back in goal for West Virginia, Riley Foster, the junior, back behind that veteran back line that you talked about. Really the strength of this Mountaineer club is their back line of their defense. So many veterans.
And not just those seniors I mentioned, Flores and Maya Keith, but St. George on that right flank. She is a Mac Herman watch list, and on me basically keep an eye on her to win maybe the top prize in college soccer. She's someone who's going to get up and down that flank and also has a lot of international experience like Maya Keith and Flores. And don't forget, they have that newcomer who took the place of the co-defensive player of the year a year ago, Amandine Pierre-Louis, on that back. That freshman Jordan Brewster's filled that role nicely in for Pierre-Louis in that back line. So really tough defense to face for Texas.
Texas goalkeeper is Nicole Curry, a junior out of Dallas, Texas, on the other end of the pitch. And there's a good look at Nicole Curry. 9 goals allowed on the year. Has 35 saves. As Texas has a throw-in on the opposite side of the field. Stolen away by Texas. Berg there, the sophomore, pushing it out to the side to Katie Glenn.
Go, Haley, go, Haley.
Chelsea Suprai, the senior, pushes it through. And nobody there at the end. Supri, excuse me. Lost on Friday to the 24th ranked Baylor Bears. It went to overtime, a golden goal scored, and Texas not able to clear. A great save that time by West Virginia. The shot, or by Hannah Abraham with the shot. Great save by Nicole Curry of Texas, because West Virginia was on her fast. And the corner. Gill, and it's taken away by Haley Berg. So an early opportunity, and that's kind of what happened with West Virginia against Baylor. They outshot Baylor in that game, but just were not able to find the back of the net. And what a great save by the Texas keeper Curry to start things off.
Really just ripped that shot, Hannah Abraham, and it was something that was a problem for Texas on Friday. The goal that Iowa State scored was a poor clearance as well.
Gordon. And an offsides.
Way up here.
Let's look at that save again, Jessica.
So another knockdown here in the box that's just not cleared good enough, and Abram just smacks it on target. Curry with a nice parry away there, but like you mentioned, the issue on Friday is that West Virginia will have lots and lots of shots, but they can't seem to find the corners. They can't seem to get it into the goal. They're having a bit of an issue right now with their shot percentage. They're so good at putting lots of shots on goal. So the biggest key for West Virginia today is to score, and to score early if they can, because they can't let teams hang around in the conference like they did on Friday. And that's what happens with a team like Baylor that's scrappy on these set pieces. They just need a little bit of a window, and they hung around too long and were able to steal that victory when West Virginia dominated so clearly.
Adams pushing ahead for Texas. Shayra Dallas in the midfield for Texas had the game-winning goal against Iowa State on Friday. It's supposed to be a Friday evening game in Ames, but because of the storms moving in, they pushed it to a 2 o'clock start in the afternoon, and they still had a 43-minute lightning delay. And Abram not able to secure it for West Virginia, so a throw-in for the Longhorns. And the speedy Hinson there, and watch out, she can score from anywhere. She had a 30-yard goal against Iowa State, their first goal of the game on Friday.
Lots of distance, and you see here picking up the ball and just trying to create a little bit of space so that she can rip it. That's her first idea, is I'm going to take this, take a couple touches, and then try and rip it on goal.
She's a junior, an all Big 12 first team last year as a sophomore, freshman of the year before. West Virginia back on the attack. Sigala denied by Curry, and Texas able to clear the danger. Adams. Brewster giving chase. Try to find Hinson in the middle, and it's a turnover. Playing ahead. Hannah Abraham gets caught up right inside the 18. No call. Well, Hannah Abraham got tangled up with a Texas defender there.
Goodness. Gives us a chance to catch our breath, though. It's just go, go, go here in the early goings. Not what we usually see in a Sunday game.
Gordon being hounded inside the box, takes a shot, and just wide of the near post. So already we've seen West Virginia very aggressive with their shots.
Getting in the box quite a bit here, too. And if we can get another look at that Curry save on Sigala, what was so good about that save was she pushed it away from those other runners that were running into the box. She just read that so well. So we're going to take a look at that here in a second.
Curry with the boot. St. George.
That's us. That's us.
Let's take a look again at that save.
What I like about this save so much is that she had to read this. She had to go first, dive first, before Sigala crossed it, because she didn't know if Sigala was going to shoot that near post. So she actually dove first and then pushed it far away from those other runners.
Shania Gordon ahead to Sigala. And taken away by the Longhorns. Adams. Adams plays it back. Berg, last year's freshman of the year in the Big 12 Conference, #2 for Texas. And it will be a throw-in for West Virginia on the far side. All of the fans here at Dick Dalesk Soccer Stadium are on the far side, away from the teams and our press box, as West Virginia brings it into the attacking third once again. And a shot wide by Esther Maya Keith, who Nikki Ozer-Brown talked to us about the fact she's the unsung hero on this team. You can count on her to do her job. She is most consistent. She was all Big 12 second team last year and the team defensive MVP.
Yeah, since they have lost Kadisha Buchanan back there, she has had to step up even more so to kind of fill those shoes, those leadership shoes, and like you said, just being a rock in the back, solid across the board. So they are so lucky to have her in the back there. And we talked about before the game started how this is a trilingual back line because it's an international group with Flores, who plays for the Mexican national team, youth national teams. And also, we have some Canadian representatives who speak French on that back line as well, in Maya Keith and St. George.
But they've all been told they're supposed to speak English on the field. For Texas, a couple of players missing that are playing with the Canadian national team.
Yeah, they're messy in the middle, as Coach Kelly referred to her. Julia Grosso is a center midfielder who's off with the qualifying team for Canada, as well as Regan in the back. So they lost a couple players that are super crucial to the team this year so far, but they talked about how supportive they are of those players going off and playing for the full Canadian team.
Yeah, and they haven't been available for any Big 12 games, as that's scooped up by Riley Foster. So Julia Grosso and Emma Regan, the freshman for Texas, who we're talking about playing with the Canadian national team, and not available for the Big 12 games. They're cheering for the Texas team, cheering for them from afar, but looking forward to them being back. West Virginia attacking once again. Gordon crosses right into the arms of Curry.
Well done, Nicole. Well done, Emma. Here you go, guys. Let's go.
You'll see Shania Gordon on this flank all day, taking on players, trying to get in line, trying to slip the ball in towards Sagala and Abraham.
Here we go, White. Here we go, White. Organize, White. Come up. You got it hard.
West Virginia 7-3-3 on the year. They're 3-1 with that loss on Friday in Big 12 play. Texas, only loss of the year was last weekend to TCU. They're 10-1-2 with a 2-1-1 record in Big 12 play. Here comes West Virginia again. The cross into the box. The header by Hannah Abraham over the crossbar.
Well done, Kel.
Really nice quick set piece here. As soon as the foul was called, they set it down and played. Good cross along the box, but some nice defending there from Sapri, who's the one that stepped in for Emma Regan in that back line when she's off with Canada. So Sapri doing good to be goal side there, so that Abraham didn't have much of a choice but to foul from behind. Abraham very active though here earlier. Remember, she was a super sub that used to come off the bench for West Virginia in years past and has earned her a starting position here in her senior season. So she's always been a big spark for West Virginia, a lot of energy up top.
Yes, you look at Hannah Abraham on her career as a senior, 7 of her 10 goals that she's scored in her career have been game winners. So that super sub position, as she was an underclassman, as Jessica mentioned, now being counted on as a senior. There's St. George. The top of the D. Staying aggressive. Texas not able to clear it. Abraham with another shot. And Texas clears it. There's Henson, going to play it outside wide to Katie Glenn, another senior. All Big 12 first team last year. And West Virginia with the back.
Hey, here we go, Texas! Go on, Texas! Organize, organize!
Since entering the Big 12 Conference in 2012, West Virginia won 5 regular season titles in a row. Oklahoma State won the regular season title last year.
That's us.
Closer look now at the West Virginia goalie, Riley Foster, who has not gotten as much action on her end of the pitch as Nicole Curry, but see the .52 goals allowed average, as she is behind that veteran defensive line for the Mountaineers. And West Virginia on the run again. Cross the header, and just wide for Lauren Sagala.
Good ball across here from Abraham, and Sagala's just sitting there in an offside position, looking to, again, redirect it. She's playing that center forward spot up top, where she's hoping Gordon and Abraham will get balls across to her like that, and she can just kind of poke it in however she can. But again, Abraham, the instigator, Abraham also scored the game winner against Texas as a freshman. And remember last year they struggled a bit against Texas, but right now Texas really struggling to get the ball and hang on to it. West Virginia is just keeping the ball now. It was really those first 10 minutes or so that Texas was taking it to West Virginia. So this is a bit of a problem for Texas. They need to keep the ball a bit better and play that possession style that they normally do.
Yeah, the Mountaineers have already had 4 players who have recorded a shot here in the early going. The play ahead at the end of it. A shot just over for Shania Gordon, and showing her speed and skill, but just missing.
So we talked about the back line and how important it is to build out the back for West Virginia. Well, they find Gordon over top here, nearly getting an assist because Gordon cuts it back and just rips one just over the crossbar, and that's kind of indicative of how things have been going this year for West Virginia. They just have beautiful play, beautiful shots, but just not right on the money. So that's what they're trying to turn around here today.
Texas has a substitution, number 18, Mackenzie McFarland, the freshman, in for Amber Stearns in the midfield. McFarland got the start against Iowa State on Friday and is in quickly here for Texas. Alongside Jessica Stamp, I'm Brenda Van Lingen, and Jess, you talked about the bad luck, really, for West Virginia, but they did have that 5-game stretch before Baylor that they outscored their opponents 14-0, and in that stretch there were 3 Big 12 wins to get things started in conference play, but then, like today, against Baylor, there were so many shots that just did not hit the mark.
Yeah, and I've been a part of teams like that where it's really frustrating. You're dominating, getting lots of shots. You come across a goalie that's super talented, and so far Curry has been up to the task. You just have to keep doing what your job is, and that's what Coach Izzo Brown talked about. Is they feel like they have a combination now that's successful with these players coming off the bench to help. So she likes kind of her lineup now with the players coming off the bench, and they are converting a lot better. Just had a bit of a roadblock on Friday against Baylor, so they can't let that deter them. They were doing so well in converting their goals there for that 5-game stretch.
Sapri knocks it back to Paige Hooper. Over to Atu Mishana, who plays it ahead. Trying to chase it down, they play it back.
Win that.
Here's Texas, watch out, here's Henson. She can score in a hurry. Plays it ahead nicely to Berg. Berg just inside the box and finds the back of the net. Goal, Texas. Haley Berg, the sophomore out of Salina, Texas, scores her 4th goal of the year to give Texas the 1-goal lead.
Henson finds her space here, but because you're at the top of that scouting report, all these pink jerseys suck to Henson, and that leaves a little opening for Haley Berg to make a run to her right. And what a nice little slip pass from Henson there to Berg. And Berg, too, having the composure inside the box to cut that back so she had a clear shot on goal. And took a nice little deflection for her, but that combination of Berg and Henson is pretty spectacular for Texas.
And here comes West Virginia again. Gordon on that right side into the box, and Curry swats it away. Now, this is what happened after Texas scored against Iowa State the other night. Iowa State came back and scored within 57 seconds. So you see West Virginia pressing, but a great save by Curry.
Mentioned there just can't be a letdown after the goal, and it was a poor clearance against Iowa State that led to that goal to tie it up within 57 seconds. But Gordon is just taking on all day long. She's 1v1 on that outside, so Texas needs to send some help her way.
The corner from Flores into the box, trickles to the offside. St. George there plays it back in, the cross, in traffic. Curry scooping it up. Curry has been busy here in the early going.
And this is good by Curry to grab that because it just went right through her hands and fell into the box. That's the area Texas needs to secure today, is inside the box play. They just have to be tenacious to get a hold of that ball, get it out of there, and not let just something fall to someone's foot where they can just poke it in.
The updated numbers for Haley Berg after she scored that goal in the 19th minute, last year's Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Some substitutions in for Texas. Brooks in, as well as Taylor Curry.
Don't let her draw you out, kid.
You know, Texas scoring early. They've scored in 13 of their 14 matches this season. The only match they did not score in was their only loss of the year to TCU. And they've been very good in the first half. Texas has outscored their opponents in first halves of matches by a combined 14-4. That's including their 4 Big 12 conference games on the year. Every team in the Big 12 plays each other once, so 9 total games in Big 12 play. This is game number 5 for both these teams. Sigala with the cross, and Texas clears again.
Favorite right shoulder.
Texas up to Henson. Henson turns, plays it out to the right side. That's Taylor Curry into the game, the sophomore out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Plays it up the right flank. And stolen away easily by West Virginia. Here comes Jade Gentile. Gentile plays it over to Gordon. Gordon still with the ball, the touch, and it'll set up a corner kick for West Virginia. Here's a look back at that earlier chance for West Virginia.
They're really having issues with this right side over there. I think that's why they brought in the substitute Brooks there to help out for Emma Jett. They're just going up that right side all day long and sending in balls into the box. So they've got to solve that somehow. If they have to send Mashana over earlier to help out, it's just kind of free-for-all there on that right side to get in crosses.
Corner kick coming up, a lot of substitutions. It's very hot here in the 80s in Morgantown. The cross into the box. I want to mention that Ferrer Van Ginkel, number 21, is into the game. And for Texas, Takora Turner has also substituted in. She's number 10 there. And so, Jessica, you talked to me about this before the game. Because of the heat conditions, because this is a Sunday afternoon game after they each played on Friday, you thought we might see some early substitutions, and we have.
In the middle of their season as well.
Playing a through ball ahead. Curry coming out to scoop it up. That was Ferrer Van Ginkel just into the game that had pushed the through ball ahead.
Hold on, Chad, hold on.
And Van Ginkel, she just picks it up in the middle here, slips it through, trying to find Sigala. And again, Supreme doing really well to be goal side on this backside. Supreme has locked it down pretty much on this right side. It's that left side on the other side of the field that they're struggling with here at Texas.
Texas up 1-0 in the first half of play here in Morgantown. West Virginia is 0-3-2 this year when their opponent scores first. Gordon trying to do something about that, has it taken away. And a wide shot for Jade Gentile. And another substitution in for West Virginia. Alina Stahl, who we talked about in the open, she is the reigning Big 12 Freshman of the Week. Is Lauren Segala going to get a break here with 20.5 minutes to go in the first half? But Alina Stahl, talked about her and what a push she gives once she comes off the bench.
A real spark. She had 2 goals against Kansas State. She also has 2 assists, and she is going to be that target player like Segala, so they're going to look to kind of play her feet and build off of her.
Ferrer Van Ginkel takes it to the top of the D, has it stolen away by Mashana.
Good tackle at 2, well done!
Mashana has really saved that side quite a bit here so far in this match. She's picked off and been that second player coming in, giving cover and stealing those balls away. And you can kind of see there's the definition of a toe poke tackle, where she just pokes it away and hopes her other players will help her out, pick it up, and move it back forward.
St. George ahead to Gill. Gill has the net in front of her, but Curry able to scoop it up. West Virginia continuing to press, continuing to have shots on goal, and Curry continues to deny.
This is an effort from these subs to find Gill, who pushes up high, and she just couldn't get it out from underneath her body, off under her right side a bit to slip it past. So she had to kind of toe poke it or push it with her laces, and just a bit of an awkward shot for her because it was under her body. But lots of pressure here from West Virginia. And they're so fast. This run in behind from Gill was just so fast, so quick. And Texas kept with her and were shoulder to shoulder with her. But that speed that Gill offers, the senior transfer out of Quinnipiac, she is just a force out of that midfield.
Emily Struphauer, number 3 in the match for Texas. There's a look at Struphauer, and then Grace Smith, number 6, into the game for West Virginia. So a lot of substitutions. Brewster battling on the right flank off Texas. So another corner kick opportunity for the Mountaineers.
West Virginia had 11 corners against Baylor. That was a stat that really stood out to me in a game that's close. So this is their 3rd so far of the match, but to have 11 corners and not get a goal, that's pretty frustrating. So I think they need to figure out a way to execute just a little bit better on their set pieces.
Gill with the cross and headed out by a Texas defender.
Hey, find your marks. Quick play.
That was Supree back there. Lois Joel, number 15, is checking in for West Virginia.
There's no one there on that back post, though. Supree doing a great job on that back post, where you stand in those corner spots to try and make the goal smaller for your goalie, and she did her job there, just carrying it away.
Throw in for West Virginia. The cross. Gordon having to retreat. Places into the box. The shot. Just wide by Ferrer Van Ginkel.
So I like this mentality where they're just looking to shoot. They're looking to shoot. I mean, it's a great mentality to have. And you can see Ferrer Van Ginkel, who's their leader, goal scorer, taking a look there from distance. But they really need to figure out higher possibility shots. So getting those on frame, trying to get shots that have more likelihood to go in, because then some of these end up being wasted chances, especially as the game goes on and you get more tired. You might not get as many of these looks. So they really need to take their chances and make sure that they're going to make Curry make a save each time.
West Virginia out shooting Texas 10-2, but Texas leads 1-0 on the scoreboard. St. George plays it back. Flores, stolen away. Grace Smith. Dallas, that had that game winner against Iowa State, plays it out to Turner. Turner ahead. And it's stolen away by Maya Keith in the back line for West Virginia.
Keep working, White! Keep working!
Better possession, though, from Texas. They moved it all the way from the left side across to the right side of the field and got it up forward.
We're in the first half of play here in Morgantown. 14.5 minutes to go in the first half. Texas scored in the 19th minute on an assist from Hinson, setting up Haley Berg for the goal.
Working back up! Working back up!
Let's take a look back. Some great saves for Texas here in the early going.
Misplay here in the box, just a rifle of a shot from Abraham, and Segala might have chosen to go near post with that one, but again, Curry reading it well, and Sapri too doing a good job on that back post with Curry. But I don't know how long Texas can weather this storm, because we talked about that West Virginia is aware of their issue, that they need to score on their chances.
Flores with the cross, but goes behind the goal. So that's their fourth corner, and a missed opportunity there. Lizzie Mayfield entering the game for West Virginia. It's 84 degrees here in Morgantown in almost the middle of October. We're getting close, and that's very unseasonably warm. This is more Austin, Texas weather than it is Morgantown. And so we have seen a lot of substitutions. Of course, the rule in college is once you sub in the first half, you can't re-enter. However, at halftime, those starters can re-enter at that time. Lois Joel for West Virginia. West Virginia pressing again. There's Joel with the cross, and right into the hands of Nicole Curry.
Come on, ladies!
So as a coach, you're thinking, what do I got to do to buy a goal here? We're doing everything right. We're combining. We're getting in. We're getting our shots. And the truth is, that's soccer. Sometimes it just doesn't fall for you, and you can't walk off, throw your clipboard, and be like, you know, I quit. I don't know what we have to do. We're doing everything right. You just have to keep plugging away, and that's what West Virginia's doing. They're not getting down. They're not getting frustrated. They're just doing their job, doing what they need to do, and it should fall. Law of averages, it's going to work out for these teams that get lots of shots. And so they just have to keep with it, keep those combination plays going, and hopefully they'll get a clear shot on goal.
Bianca St. George lines it up on the free kick. Letting everybody kind of catch their breath a little bit and get organized. Plays it ahead. Tugging in the middle of the field. West Virginia was honored yesterday at the football game as it was homecoming. West Virginia hosted Kansas, and this Sweet 16 team honored at the football game. The football team went to 5-0 on the year with the win, but a nice opportunity to honor the women that have been so successful in this soccer program for so many years.
It's really staggering how successful this program has been. I know when they joined the Big 12 out of the Big East, everybody knew they were so good in the Big East, and we're wondering how are they going to adjust to this level, this conference, and just from the get-go, they've been dominant.
Won 5 straight Big 12 regular season titles. Nikki Izzo Brown, the head coach for West Virginia. If you look at her Big 12 record, she's 45-3-4 against Big 12 competition. That's a .904 winning percentage since entering the conference. Another substitution for Texas, Carly Allen, number 5, into the game for the Longhorns. As we approach 10 minutes remaining here in the first half, Turner up the right side, changes directions, plays it ahead to Henson. Henson has it go right under her. Gentili. Alina Stahl has it taken away by Paige Hooper.
Good work, Emily! Hold it. Yes, Emily!
Dallas, too far ahead to Turner. And Jordan Brewster, the freshman for West Virginia, going to track it down and pass it over to Riley Foster, the goalkeeper. Into the box, sails long. Again, don't adjust your TV sets if you're just joining us. West Virginia is wearing pink. This is their pink match for the year. And deflected away. Jay Gentili with the shot.
Big time, Nicole! Big time!
What a game Nicole Curry is having in goal.
Lots of bodies in front of her right here. Difficult to see, and that one was going to that far post. And again, her punches are so hard that they're going far away out of the box. They're not just spilling to people's feet inside the 18-yard box where they could get a garbage goal. She's really clearing these saves far away so that there's no more threat.
4 saves so far for Curry, and then extra duty as she goes over to Mackenzie McFarland, who is struggling a little bit, reaching for her calves. The clock is stopped at 8:16 here in the first half as McFarland gingerly walks over. And boy, today is a day when hydration is so very important, and everybody coming over to get a drink on the sidelines. Great atmosphere here at Dick DeLess Soccer Stadium in Morgantown, but it is unseasonably warm, 84 degrees on this October afternoon. McFarland, the freshman out of Coppell, Texas.
Well, and the pace of this game has been just so fast, back and forth, and I think Texas, too, has just been going on defense. They haven't been able to kind of take a second, take a breath, stretch something out. It's just been unrelenting from West Virginia right now. So that is going to get to Texas as well. I think that's why we're seeing all these subs coming on. Smartly, these coaches know that this is a factor. So luckily, both teams have a lot of depth. So you're going to see the strength of these substitutes today.
Angela Kelly coming and putting her arm around McFarland. McFarland waiting on the sideline. There's a look at Henson. Henson, the leading goal scorer in the Big 12 Conference. She didn't score the goal today for Texas, but she assisted on the goal to Haley Berg at the 19th minute to give them this 1-goal lead. And McFarland back on the pitch for Texas.
Well, that assist moved her to 6 assists, what actually ties Katie Glenn as the assist leader on the team. So not only is Hinson the leading goal scorer for Texas, she's now tied for the lead in assists. So she's had a hand in 16 goals so far this year for Texas.
So impressive.
And she's not getting it here very much at all, but the few times she does, you see everybody's breath catches, and it's like, whoa, because she can immediately score on you.
Good look there at Sierra Hinson. There are the numbers that we're talking about, and how many she is involved in on the season. She was the freshman of the year, her freshman season 2 years ago. Last year, all Big 12 first team. She led the Big 12 with 10 goals and 5 assists last year, and she's already at 10 goals and 6 assists at this point in the season this year, and still 4 games in conference play to go, as well as postseason. Stahl with the shot and the dive by Curry.
They've got a lot of confidence, West Virginia. They'll take their space, they take on defenders. It's just that final piece. That final piece is finding one of those corners past Curry.
Turner plays it back to Dallas, over to Sapri. Turner being marked by Brewster. The foul on Turner. Six minutes to go here in the first half of play. Brewster plays it ahead. Machada clears it. There's Sierra Hinson. Plays it ahead. And a clean tackle by Supri, but plays it to no one. Pink jerseys worn by West Virginia. We're going to talk a little about this pink match coming up at halftime. We had a chance to talk to Nikki Izzo-Brown, the head coach for West Virginia, about why this game is so important. It's not just about wearing the pink jerseys. It's about raising funds, and raising funds here locally, raising awareness. The Betty Pushkar Breast Care Center, the recipient of $131,000 over the last 14 seasons. And it's near and dear to Nikki Izzo-Brown and so many on her players. We'll have a video, a really nice video called Kickin' Cancer at halftime. So stick around for that, and then also hear from Coach Izzo-Brown on her thoughts on this initiative. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Texas up 1-0.
West Virginia substitution number 13, Amanda Seaman, for number 2, Jade Gentile.
Amanda Seaman, the senior, number 13, onto the pitch for West Virginia. It'll be Texas ball for the throw-in. Good hustle on the far side by number 5, Carly Allen, the 5'9" freshman out of Austin, Texas. Went to Lake Travis High School in Austin. Maddie Dorsett coming in. Welcome to Morgantown, West Virginia. We're at the Dick Dalesk Soccer Stadium for Big 12 soccer. Two top 20 ranked teams, two of the best in the Big 12 facing off today. Texas with the early goal at the 19-minute mark to take the 1-0 lead. West Virginia with double-digit shots on goal. Chelsea Supree has that one denied. And even though West Virginia has been the aggressor, had so many more shots on goal in this game, it's Texas with the lead here in the first half with 3 minutes to play. Angela Kelly. I don't know how she's wearing that jacket, Jessica. You and I are sweating.
It is hot.
It is hot, but you know, she's used to this from in Austin. You're used to this being in Austin.
Yeah, the little breeze just makes it a little too cool for her. But, yeah, there's not usually much of a breeze in Austin.
21 white.
Texas substitution number 21, Kaylee Smith.
Number 21, Smith coming into the game. Kaylee Smith. We were talking about the discrepancy. West Virginia so far 13 shots, 5 shots on goal. Texas only with 2 shots, 1 on goal, and that one ended in a score. Hinson gonna take a breather here in the last 2 minutes of the first half for Texas.
Well, and another big difference is it seems Hinson and Berg are the main threats for Texas, and really they're not threatening a whole lot anymore, but there's 7 West Virginia players that have taken a shot on goal, and we talked about those subs that come off the bench and immediately help out on the attack and are producing a lot of shots, with 5 of them have shots on goal already. So West Virginia has a lot of production in terms of shots from their team. Again, it's just a matter of executing that final shot, getting it on frame, and trying to challenge Curry.
Well, there's just 1:15 to go in this first half. We'll see West Virginia gets a shot on goal here or not. Dorsett into the game, chases it down for Texas. And she's able to play it back to Dallas. Dallas plays it ahead, trying to keep it in the back third. Make West Virginia use some time here. Flores sizing it up with 40 seconds. And it'll be Texas ball with the throw-in. So much like in the Baylor game, where West Virginia had a decided advantage over Baylor in shots and shots on goal, but it was Baylor that came away with the 1-0 victory. Today it's Texas that has taken the best advantage of their opportunities. West Virginia, 1 last attempt thwarted, and we'll end the first half with Texas leading 1-0. The only score of the game was Hinson assisting Haley Berg at the 19-minute mark, and we'll go to halftime with Texas leading 1-0 here in Morgantown. It's Big 12 soccer on the campus of West Virginia.